Been a long time again. We got Gavin from the YouTube channel ITSJUSTA6. Got his black car over here. We'll start taking a few things apart. This car used to be supercharged. We've got some twin mirror image precision 62s. Already have a set of headers built. These are made by Barn Built Speed and Fab. They appear to be very nicely built. They're oven forward facing. It's going to save me a ton of time. Got some precision wastegates, turbos, and the wastegates. Thanks to precision, blow-off valve is coming. It's on back order. It's coming from precision. Waiting on a no corners cut. Air-to-air intercooler. And so what we're going to start doing first is we're going to raise it up, take the motor mounts out, install the headers. I have it made with no V-band connections because I don't know if we're going to V-band right here and then come up to the turbos, or if we're going to put a little up pipe with the V-band connection for the turbo. So the whole hot side might be part of the header. I don't know yet. So we're going to bolt these up, mock up the turbos, and see if I need to add some, V-band this, or what we're going to do. Little jump forward here. So this is the header from this seam that way. I purchased it that way to give us a little jump start on getting the turbo system built for this car. And I had to add this little 45 and V-band just because the V-band was real close to the frame and the engine. This side, which is the driver's side, would have been fine. The passenger side, it's really it was too close to the you had the frame and then like the support up to the shock tower. It was hitting that, and I didn't want to have a V-band on this side and then the other side have a band and a V-band because we're doing mirror image turbos and trying to make it look real symmetrical. So on both sides, doing 45 and then a V-band will work. So we're going to do a 45 and a V-band on both sides. And I got this one mocked up and lined up and everything fits back in the car. And we're going to, I got the back purge going right now, letting the oxygen, carbon monoxide, whatever, vent out, pump full of argon. I'm gonna weld these two joints up. And this header, I can put a gasket on it, put it on the car, and it'll be on there for good. It will not have to come off the rest of the build. Got us a couple good welds on it. Didn't turn out too bad. Really been messing with that boat so much. I ain't welded two pieces of pipe together in such a long time. But it looks good. Take this light here, throw it in the primary. Y'all see some of that penetration in there. All the way around. Can't see on the top side, but good back purging. Turned out nice. We'll stick it in the car. Good job. All right, so here we go. We got the header in, and see this piece we added with the V-band. It's welded for good, bolted up for good, and got this 90 right here. Got it laid over a little bit because from what I understand, the hood that's going to be on this car is going to have a a vent right there, and this is gonna be smooth. We're gonna cut this hood up. That way we can test fit the height of everything and use this hood as a template for the new hood, which I believe is gonna be like a GT500 hood or something, I don't know. So next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that turbo, hold it up here, and this is pointing kind of right at this direction. If you put this pipe on it and hold it up there. And I'm gonna measure from the bottom of this flange to that pipe, cut a piece in there and tack it. And that's gonna have this side held up. So you saw the header with the 45 and the V-band welded to it. This is the other side of that V-band. It's gonna come up. Here's the header. We're gonna have this 6-inch piece of pipe. We're gonna weld it to this V-band. We're gonna hold it up there and kind of see if our height is right. So there's that. This guy's ready to go get put on. I'll sit just about like that. And then we'll end up putting the wastegate in the back side of this radius here. Possibly. It may end up on the back side here because we're gonna do titanium downpipe and we're gonna do a titanium wastegate dump tube to run along with it. So I ran this turbo on this side instead of this one because I'm going to be putting the charge pipes in between the frame rails to try to run them. They're going to come down between the frame rails. They're going to kind of 180 into the intercooler. Once the intercooler gets here, then I'm going to come out of the top, try to miss this hood latch and go straight in the intake. I'm also going to run a custom shorter radiator to make sure that that works out that way with a custom AC condenser. Sounds like a big deal, but it's not going to be. So for now, I don't have an intake or intercooler yet. So for now, I'm gonna weld out this hot side that we have built up already. Then I'm gonna get the downpipe built, which I have to take into account for the battery box bracket brace over there. It's about right here. So I'll probably run a piece of tape so I make sure I can duplicate it on that side and it'd be exactly the same. I'm gonna come down the hood, should be about right here. I'm gonna come down, back under the hood and back up. So the downpipe's not slitted all the way through the hood. And I'm gonna put the wastegate on the back side of this up pipe and run the wastegate dump tube along with it as well. So I'm gonna get some of this stuff welded out and start tacking some more stuff together after that. Jumped ahead again here. My camera's been messing up, but these are Tycon Industries pre-welded 45-degree bend pie cuts. Now they do make mandrel bends, but I really enjoy pie cuts and they look nice. They're gonna save a whole bunch of time. Normally I'll weld them myself, but I'm just trying to get this car going as fast as possible. And so here's your V-band for your turbo. I welded this, I got this tacked on, I got this marked and tacked and that marked and tacked. And what we're fixing to do is we'll unbolt it, go over there and stick it on the turbo and see what it looks like. Obviously, you can see my welds. This one, this one, this one, this one, and that one. But check that. They all right compared to a robot. You know, they all right. They all right. So, header done. V-band to a 90 to a straight to the turbo V-band inlet flange. All that's, you know, welded up. We're gonna put the wastegate on later, probably after I do the cold side, because I don't really know where I want to put the wastegate yet, because I could put it, that's where it needs to go, right there in the bottom of the bend. Its exhaust will just flow right into it. However, the charge pipe will just kind of get right in the way. I could do it down here. You're just trying to add some, you're gonna add so much length to the dump tube. I don't want to fool with that too much either. So another contender, what I've been thinking, it'll still flow good, is something like this on a 45 on this up pipe. Like this, something like that. That way I could kind of do a couple of bends out of here and meet up with the, you know, come up here and meet up with the downpipe and run up with the downpipe. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do the dump tube on the inside right next to it and just go out with it. And that's gonna look pretty good. Dang it, dadgum. From this side, that son gun looks good. Holy cow. Man. It's gonna look good with two in there, I'll tell you that much. Holy cow. That is dope. Man, that's gonna look so good. Gavin's gonna freaking flip when he sees it. So yeah. Only thing we had to do left of this is O2 bung placement, and then start cutting the hood and see how much of this is gonna hang out. And most likely I'm gonna cut it level with the hood, maybe an inch above the hood once we get the other hood on here. Once we get the other hood on here, I wanna leave about an inch and then cut it off. And same with the other side. So trim, O2 bung, wastegate, and wastegate dump tube, and then this side will be done as far as that goes. So, but for now, I'm probably gonna leave this alone and move over here and do this side. I got the header in right there. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna do a 45 to a V-band. And once that's there, I'm gonna do the same thing, just at 90 with a piece of straight. And hopefully it'll be in a similar location. This is probably gonna have to go, the AC, or the AC needs to go back down. I'll probably put it back down there where it belongs, because it's just kind of in the way. It doesn't even need to be up here. I think this hose might have to be remade. This fuse panel used to be right here. The ECM used to be there. All that's gonna have to go down here. But that's not a big job. I've done that before. I'm not gonna do that on this one. I think Gavin's gonna try to take care of it. If he asks me to do it, I'll do it. So anyhow, that is that for this side. Man, that's looking good. I kind of want to put the wastegate in so I can do the dump tube, because man, that joker just looks mean. Jumped ahead a little bit. We already saw header, V-band, bend, straight, flange, down pipe. And we did the same thing over here. It's hard to see, there's a lot of jumbled up stuff. So this side, this header was actually about 3/4 of an inch sticking past that one. And we didn't realize that until that side was done. So this, I should have built short. And that one, I should have added a little short piece in there. But instead, I built that one first without realizing. So what I did is I cheated This 45, I cut about 3/8 of an inch. And then I cut about 3/8 of an inch off the collector to get the same spacing straight across from there with the V-bands. And then it's really hard to tell on camera, but those things are so straight across from each other, it's crazy. And I want to show you one more thing. So I want to show y'all this right here. With this straight edge. The turbos are mirror image. They're exactly in the same position. Compressor housings and turbine housings. So this is assuming the earth is flat. Just kidding. Assuming the concrete's flat, assuming the lift is level, assuming the car's level and not tweaked. Our bubble is so freaking minty right there. Man, I saw that, I was like, holy cow. That sucker just don't miss. I was super happy with that. So, that situation, we checked angles with my painter's tape. We measured compressor housings down to here, because we got these door stop or these hood stops. Put some more straight edges, took some more measurements, and everything looked good. So now we're going to duplicate this downpipe in a mirror setup, which is a 45, 90 to a 45 with a 7-inch piece. I already had cut with a 45 straight to it, and I had to measure that. So this pipe, this downpipe's gonna be really easy to tack up and weld out. So where we're at on Gavin's car, we've got this piece of tape's kind of floppy jawed now, but basically I put my little torpedo level on this piece, that piece. I leveled that piece, leveled this piece, and what I did to make sure I put this set of 45s and this set of 45s the same exact as this one is what I did basically is the inside curve of this set of 45s lined up with the outside edge of this one, which you can kind of see it has a mark the way it's welded together. And I lined it up exactly with the very center. Here's the left side, right side, left side. That sun gun ain't no good. And then the back side. So here's the side and the inside. And then a piece of 7-inch straight pipe. So we got the same thing over here, the side, inside, and a piece of 7-inch straight pipe. And everything looks pretty good. I just had my level up here, which is probably junk now. And it's like, I'm not even gonna fool with it, it's so close. It is that much off. So, I'm not gonna fool with it. It's good enough. You know, can't be too good. So, it looks really sweet. I'm happy with it so far. So now, the only thing we got left to do is follow this straight line in 45, because that's what we did on this one. So we're gonna follow this straight line, 45. And so what I'll do is, I'll grab another 45 here, pre-welded on a turntable, so that's why they look so perfect. Really nice stuff, vacuum sealed, so it's weld ready. So what I'll do tomorrow or the next day I work on it, might work on that tomorrow. Measure that piece, and just like I said, straight up, or tack it, make sure it's gonna be the same, straight up. So by my measurements, this pipe, which I'm gonna do some more tomorrow because it's pretty late, I'm hungry, I'm gonna go get some Cheerios, is about a 1/2 inch farther than that one. But this set of 45 is exactly like that one, and this piece of pipe is exactly the same length as that one. So, and everything I've measured, from the face of everything up here to here, from back here to here, the turbos are the same. So something's a little off, but can't be perfect. So, can't go off of this either because it's making a hard curve. So tomorrow we're gonna tack a 45 and tack a piece of straight pipe the same length as that, and see what it looks like. See if it tries to come out in the same spot. We'll take some measurements from, like, we'll hook the corner here and come to, you know, this bolt or something that's exactly the same over there. From something over here to the tip of that, and that'll tell us, because the trajectory, if it's not exactly the same, it'll be thrown way off somewhere. So as long as it's within 1 inch, we'll be good and crispy. So, but man, this thing is turning out so awesome. It's gonna be really neat to see done and see what all the haters say. They say we copied and what we did wrong, and we weld like crap, and don't turn them without the turbos got oil in them. So anyway, so yeah, we're gonna finish. We're 45 and up, and then from there down pipe, or shoot, O2 bungs. But we're gonna do O2 bungs very last because I want to see where they're gonna point, you know, and not be weird looking. And then from there, the only other work we can do is plumb the wastegates in. Right here, it's gonna be tied into the backside of that, coming this way, looking that way, and the dump tube's gonna follow that on both sides. So I'm hoping by the end of the weekend, today is Tuesday, by the end of the weekend, we're gonna have wastegate plumbed, looking that way. Same thing over there. Wastegate dump tubes, engine 3/4, pie cut, polished titanium. That'll be done. I just talked to the guys at No Corners Cut. They said at the end of this week, the intercooler will ship out. Waiting on the core. They were waiting on the core. It was on back order. They just got it today or Friday. I forget. Yesterday was a holiday. So once it comes in, I'm gonna mount it up, and I'm not exactly sure how it's gonna be, but once I get it in there, the inlets, and 2 inlets are on the bottom and the outlets on the top. I may notch some of this and go out the top, or do the inlets up here and flip under the bottom and come up. I have enough titanium to do all that because we're doing titanium cold side also. So once that comes in, we'll be able to, once the intercooler comes in, we gotta weld the engine clamps on, come down, go into the intercooler. Once the intake comes in, we can go from the intercooler to the intake, and it'll be done. This thing.
Let's keep reaching higher. Let's reach to higher ground. I wanna say
This thing just turned out killer, man. Can't wait for the intake to be on. Get the hood on, the other hood. Get it trimmed up. Get the downpipes cut to length. Man, it's just turned out so good. Turned out so good. Wastegates and dump tubes next. Good golly, look at that. So, got the turbo kit off, everything we've built so far. And we laser engraved some HD clamps. I bought some blanks, laser engraved. It's just a 6 logo on there for Gavin. And I've got the wastegate tubes, the inlet tubes welded up. And I got it marked where they need to go. And this is the outside line and where I'm gonna cut it with a plasma. And that'll make it leave enough material when I deburr it. It'll be nice and clean and fit good. So this is gonna be right here. It's gonna be dead in line with the turbine housing. And then I can run up and out with this. Same thing with this one. Up and out. So, which this one's gonna be up a little bit just because the headers were a little different. And so the outlets of the headers were a little different just because of the way they fit in the car. So this pipe, this piece had to be shorted a little bit. And then this, I cut this same exact length and put it on this side, and it had the turbo a little, 3/4 of an inch too high. And so I had to cut it 3/4 or half a little too high. And so whatever the difference in this versus that, I had to add or take off this one. And I want the top of the wastegates to be the same on both, because down here you're not gonna be able to tell that they're not identically mirrored. But I want the tops to be perfect. I want the perfect angle off of here and perfect height. So, and these pieces are exactly mirrored. Got a 45, 90 degree tilt, or 45, 90 degree 45. Sorry. Yeah, I have two 45s, and on a 45, I have another 45, and then it's a 7-inch piece of pipe, 45s, and they're like 18-inch piece of pipes. So, which they're gonna be trimmed down with the hood. So, I'm about to cut each one of these, deburr them, tack the wastegates on, see what they look like, and then build the dump tubes to go out with these. Got the 2 pieces of hot side that go from the header to the turbo, just clamped together. Got our purge plug, purge block with argon going in. Got our purge plugs in there because I don't have the fire rings in yet, so it's easier to install and remove. So we're about to weld that out real quick. And once that's welded, we'll reconfigure them on the turbos, mock them back up on the car, make sure everything's pointing in the right direction, and take them back off. It'd be easier to build the dump tubes sitting right here on the bench than having to lean over the car. Check out that fit up real quick. Looks pretty nice. I just don't even know what to say anymore. This little setup's so beautiful. I want to hang it on the wall. I'm just going to hang it up here. I'm just going to hang it right up here somewhere, right there. This mother sucker turned out pretty minty. Got that good. Man. Got all the titanium. Everything is bling on this thing. Everything. Titanium, precision gates, precision turbos, custom. It's just a 6 Vangean clamps. Nice stainless, good welds, precision turbos, stainless V-band inlet housings. Everything's lined up. Like, just look at the camera on the bottom. Like I said, these don't line up because the headers are a little different. But man, it's just like crazy. Awesome. 10 out of 10 recommend. forgot to film it for some reason. But there's the wastegate dump tubes. All that stuff is pretty much done. Saw a time lapse of welding all this up. Looks pretty good. I've measured the hood thickness. Ran across from there to there. Here's my scientifical measurements. And added, let's see, added some or something, I don't know, I forget what this was. Added some to it, and there's my cut lines. There's my cut lines. I'm gonna cut those across to lower the hood down, mark from underneath, and I guess take the hood off and start cutting it. But that's gonna be in another video. This video is running entirely too long. So we're gonna call it quits for this one, so we can have a part 2 and maybe a part 3, depending on how it turns out. Because we gotta build a catch can right in there, just like the GT350 we did. So waiting on the intercooler still. I mount it up. Probably gonna do a custom radiator because I want to put the charge pipe underneath the hood latch and up. Want to be a little different. Run all the, and it's all titanium and everything. You know how we do it. So, oh, the bearings. Don't worry about it. We got them for free. Until next time.